Hello friends. Today, we're diving deep into the mystical and emotional waters of two of the most tender-hearted signs in the zodiac, Cancer man and Pisces woman. When these two water signs come together, it's not just a connection. It's a soulful fusion, a meeting of hearts that can feel like a cosmic homecoming. But as with any astrological pairing, it's not all moonlight and roses. There are nuances, challenges, and incredible depths to explore. So whether you're a Cancer man wondering why that dreamy Pisces girl keeps floating into your thoughts, or a Pisces woman curious about that gentle Cancer guy who seems to just get you without saying a word, this guide is for you. Let's break it down: love, sex, marriage, friendship, and even business, because when these two unite, their bond can touch every area of life. Love compatibility, an ocean of emotion. When a Cancer man falls in love, it's not a casual affair, it's an emotional metamorphosis. Though he may initially come across as guarded or reserved, it's simply his natural defense mechanism. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and his moods and emotions are deeply tied to its shifting phases. He needs to feel emotionally secure before he lets someone into his inner world. But once that trust is built, he reveals a depth of affection, loyalty, and sensitivity that is unmatched. He doesn't just offer love, he offers home. He listens intently, remembers the smallest details, and showers his partner with nurturing gestures that say, "I've got you." The Pisces woman, in turn, responds with an emotional availability that feels almost magical. She is the dreamer of the zodiac, ruled by Neptune and Jupiter, and her heart operates on a frequency most others don't even hear. For her, love is about connection, not convention. She doesn't just date or commit, she merges. Her intuition picks up on her partner's needs and unspoken desires, often before they're expressed. She thrives in emotional closeness, and when she senses the Cancer man's sincerity, she opens up like a flower under moonlight, offering him a love so pure and selfless it feels like a spiritual experience. Their initial connection often feels destined, almost like something out of a past life. There's an unspoken understanding from the start. They could meet across a crowded room and feel an invisible thread tug at their hearts. A simple glance can feel like a dialogue. A gentle brush of the hand can send shivers down their spine. Words become secondary to the emotional current flowing between them. This is not just chemistry, it's soulful recognition. It's the feeling of coming home to someone, even if you've just met. Together, they create a sacred emotional space, a bubble in which their love grows away from the noise of the outside world. The Cancer man, with his desire to protect and provide, offers the Pisces woman the emotional stability she secretly craves. She, in return, brings a sense of magic and surrender that helps Cancer soften and trust. He finds in her a safe place to share his vulnerability, while she feels seen and cherished by someone who truly values her gentle, imaginative spirit. In this partnership, both feel free to be completely themselves, something rare in today's fast-paced, often emotionally detached world. However, the very qualities that make their love so deep can also lead to turbulence if not handled with care. Both Cancer and Pisces are water signs, meaning they operate emotionally before intellectually. That can create an incredible bond, but also makes them vulnerable to emotional flooding. Cancer's moodiness, triggered by fear, rejection, or feeling unappreciated, can make him retreat into silence or passive-aggressive behavior. Pisces, who often absorbs the emotions around her like a sponge, may respond by drifting away emotionally, retreating into fantasy or distraction instead of confronting the issue head-on. This dance of retreat and longing can cause tension. Cancer may feel abandoned or confused by Pisces' withdrawal, while Pisces might feel overwhelmed by Cancer's emotional intensity. Their feelings are so strong, so sincere, that when things feel off, it's not just disappointing, it's painful. The risk here is not a lack of love, but a misalignment in how they express and process it. Without clear, honest communication, even small misunderstandings can feel like waves crashing against their emotional foundation. The solution lies in emotional maturity and conscious communication. When Cancer learns to express his feelings without shutting down or clinging, and Pisces learns to stay present rather than escaping when things get difficult, their love deepens exponentially. They must understand that they are both sensitive souls navigating an emotionally rich landscape, and that they're better off doing it together. Honoring each other's needs, setting healthy emotional boundaries, and creating space for both closeness and individuality will transform their connection into something profoundly resilient. In the end, the love between a Cancer man and a Pisces woman isn't just about romance, it's about healing, intimacy, and emotional rebirth. It's the kind of connection that doesn't just make you feel loved, it makes you feel whole. It teaches both partners how to love with depth, patience, and unwavering compassion. When nurtured and respected, this bond can weather life's emotional storms and grow stronger through them, becoming a haven of warmth, devotion, and timeless tenderness. Sexual chemistry, dreamy depths and sensual waves. When it comes to sexual chemistry between a Cancer man and a Pisces woman, it's more than just attraction, it's a deeply emotional, soulful intertwining. Sex for these two isn't simply a release or physical act, it's a merging of hearts, a spiritual experience, and an expression of everything they feel but cannot always say out loud. Their lovemaking is layered with emotion, rich with nuance, and often feels like it's happening on another plane of existence. From the very beginning, there's an almost telepathic pull, a magnetic draw that says, "You're safe with me." Neither Cancer nor Pisces tends to rush into physical intimacy. Both need emotional safety and genuine trust before surrendering to the vulnerability that sex requires. For a Cancer man, sex is a private expression of his deepest feelings, something he only shares when he's certain his heart won't be broken. The Pisces woman, though more open in her emotional expression, also needs to feel a sacred level of connection. She seeks an experience that transcends the physical, something laced with beauty, poetry, and mutual understanding. When they finally meet each other in that space of trust and vulnerability, their union is nothing short of magical. Cancer brings a slow, sensual energy to the bedroom. He's intuitive, attentive, and emotionally present, making his partner feel seen, cherished, and completely enveloped in his affection. He touches with intention, kisses with emotion, and takes great pleasure in making his lover feel adored. Pisces, in turn, brings enchantment and fluidity to the experience. She is imaginative, spontaneous, and deeply tuned into emotional undercurrents. Her body speaks a soft language of surrender and invitation, of dreams and desires, and she senses her partner's needs without a word needing to be spoken. Their connection in bed feels almost psychic. It's as if they can read each other's energy, know each other's needs, and move together with an unspoken rhythm. Lovemaking becomes a dance, slow, graceful, passionate, and filled with meaning. Eye contact between them is electric. Touches linger. Breaths sink. They wrap themselves around each other not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. It's not unusual for them to lie together in the aftermath, simply holding each other, riding the quiet wave of emotional resonance that follows. Foreplay, for them, often begins hours, or even days, before anything physical happens. It starts with long, intimate conversations, meaningful glances, sweet texts, or simple acts of care and affection. For Cancer, a home-cooked meal, a shared blanket, or the sound of Pisces' voice can feel erotically charged. For Pisces, the feeling of being protected, nurtured, and emotionally supported opens the door to trust, which then unlocks her most sensual, uninhibited self. When these two finally come together, it feels like destiny aligning. Pisces has the ability to awaken Cancer's sensual imagination, something he might not easily access on his own. Her creativity and playfulness in the bedroom encourage him to let go of control and explore pleasure more freely. Cancer, with his deep emotional grounding and focus on connection, provides the security Pisces needs to let her fantasies unfurl. He becomes the anchor to her ocean of desire, and she, the dream he never knew he longed for. It's this balance, between fantasy and depth, between fluidity and steadiness, that makes their sexual relationship so profoundly satisfying. However, just like in the emotional realm, the depth of their sensitivity can sometimes lead to turbulence. Because both Cancer and Pisces experience sex through the lens of feeling, any emotional disconnection or unresolved hurt can create noticeable ripples in their physical connection. If Cancer feels emotionally distant or unappreciated, he may close off, retreating into silence and emotional withdrawal. Pisces, on the other hand, may float away emotionally or turn to escapism when she feels misunderstood or unfulfilled. In these moments, their once magical intimacy can feel strained or distant. The key to maintaining their sexual harmony lies in emotional communication and ongoing emotional presence. They must be attuned not only to each other's bodies, but to each other's hearts. Checking in emotionally, being honest about feelings, and making space for vulnerability, even outside the bedroom, keeps the energy flowing freely between them. This couple thrives when they feel emotionally safe and seen. And when that foundation is in place, their physical connection becomes even more transcendent. Ultimately, sex between a Cancer man and a Pisces woman is not a routine or a performance, it's a sacred ritual of love and unity. It's a realm where they let their guards down, speak the language of their souls, and rediscover each other again and again. It is tender and wild, delicate and deep, poetic and passionately real. In each other, they find both solace and fire, an emotional tide that rises and falls, but always returns to shore. When this bond is nurtured with honesty, presence, and love, their sexual chemistry becomes an endless ocean of pleasure, healing, and soulful connection. Marriage, a gentle, lasting bond. A marriage between a Cancer man and a Pisces woman is like stepping into a sacred, quiet space, a soft cocoon of emotion, intuition, and mutual devotion. From the outside, it may look calm and peaceful, but inside, it's an intricate tapestry of tender glances, unspoken understanding, and a profound sense of belonging. This union isn't built on flash or fiery passion, it's built on something much deeper, shared values, emotional safety, and the kind of connection that grows richer with time. It's a bond where both partners feel like they've finally found home. The Cancer man is one of the zodiac's most devoted partners when it comes to long-term commitment. He doesn't play games or chase fleeting thrills, his heart wants permanence. Marriage, to him, isn't just a social contract, it's a soulful promise. He craves the stability of a lasting union, a home filled with love, memories, and traditions. He envisions children, Sunday dinners, quiet evenings cuddled up on the couch. When he says, "I do," it's with every fiber of his being. He brings loyalty, nurturing, and a fierce protectiveness to the table. He wants his wife to feel like she's wrapped in emotional armor. The Pisces woman, while more ethereal and dreamy in her approach, also longs for that deep soul-level connection. She may not always speak of it in practical terms, but she feels it in her bones. She wants a partner she can melt into, someone she can trust with her most fragile hopes and fears. In marriage, she craves emotional depth, spiritual alignment, and a relationship that transcends the mundane. While she may resist rigid structure in everyday life, she is incredibly loyal when she finds someone who honors her heart and imagination. With Cancer, she feels safe enough to plant roots. Together, they create a home that feels like a dream wrapped in a hug. Cancer brings a grounding, protective energy that makes Pisces feel cherished and secure. He handles the details, the bills, the long-term planning, things Pisces sometimes finds overwhelming. Pisces, in turn, infuses the home with color, softness, and emotional nuance. She's the one who'll put fresh flowers on the table, write little love notes, or suggest impromptu romantic escapes. Her presence helps Cancer loosen his grip on control and embrace a more fluid, intuitive way of living. In many ways, she's the heart to his hands, the dream to his direction. One of the most beautiful aspects of their marriage is the deep emotional support they offer one another. Cancer is naturally attuned to moods and needs, and Pisces is an emotional empath. She feels everything, often before it's even spoken. When one is down, the other instinctively knows how to offer comfort. When Cancer is weighed down by worry, Pisces helps him see the bigger picture with compassion and perspective. When Pisces feels lost in her own emotional fog, Cancer gently anchors her with his stability and warmth. They don't just coexist, they heal each other. However, as with any deep emotional bond, there are challenges that must be navigated with care. Cancer's protective nature can, at times, veer into possessiveness. He may become overly attached or struggle with giving Pisces the freedom she sometimes needs to float, to dream, to wander in her own inner world. Pisces, while deeply committed, can be elusive or emotionally hard to pin down. She needs occasional solitude, space to process her feelings, or time to escape into her imagination. If Cancer misinterprets this as distance or detachment, he may retreat or become clingy, which can overwhelm her. Communication becomes essential here, not just words, but emotional literacy. Cancer must learn to trust that Pisces' love is still strong, even when she's quiet or distracted. Pisces must reassure Cancer through her presence and consistency, grounding her dreams into shared reality. When both feel safe to express their needs without fear of judgment or rejection, their emotional intimacy blossoms even further. They become not just lovers, but emotional allies, capable of weathering life's ups and downs with grace and unity. The other potential stumbling block is the tendency to avoid conflict. Both Cancer and Pisces are sensitive and dislike confrontation, which means they may sweep issues under the rug rather than face them head-on. Over time, unspoken hurts can create distance. To protect their sacred connection, they must learn to speak openly about their feelings, even when it's hard. Cancer needs to express his fears without defensiveness, and Pisces must stay present rather than slipping into escapism. When they face challenges as a team, they grow stronger, more united, and even more deeply in love. Marriage for these two isn't about perfection, it's about compassion, softness, and shared emotional depth. They're the couple who still holds hands decades in, who builds a life filled with quiet rituals, emotional safety, and a kind of intimacy that defies explanation. Their love is the kind you feel when you walk into a warm home on a cold day. It's deeply human, beautifully flawed, and undeniably real. In the long run, this union is one of the most enduring in the zodiac. With mutual care, respect, and a shared vision for a loving home, a Cancer man and a Pisces woman can grow old together with grace. Their bond becomes a safe harbor, a private universe of comfort and devotion. Through life's many seasons, they remain connected, through heartache and joy, through chaos and calm, ever returning to each other like the tide to the shore. Their marriage, when nurtured with presence and love, isn't just a commitment. It's a lifelong love story. Friendship, kindred spirits and emotional allies. When a Cancer man and a Pisces woman form a friendship, it's less like a casual bond and more like a meeting of souls. There's something profoundly gentle and intuitive about the way these two connect, as if they've known each other long before they actually met. Their friendship doesn't need grand gestures or constant excitement, it thrives on quiet understanding, shared emotion, and the kind of presence that soothes rather than stimulates. Together, they create a safe emotional haven, a private world where they can be soft, vulnerable, and fully themselves without judgment. From the start, there's an unspoken recognition between them. Cancer senses Pisces' emotional depth and instinctively wants to protect her. Pisces, in turn, feels Cancer's sincerity and responds with warmth and trust. It's a connection built on emotional intuition, they just know how to be there for each other. Whether it's a shared glance during a difficult moment or a gentle hug that says more than words ever could, their friendship operates on an almost psychic level. They don't need to explain themselves, they just feel each other's energy and respond with compassion. Cancer is the kind of friend who shows up, time and time again. He remembers the little things, your birthday, your favorite meal, the name of your childhood pet, and shows his love through care and consistency. He'll text just to check in, offer a ride without being asked, or drop off your favorite snacks after a hard day. Pisces, meanwhile, brings emotional imagination and soulful presence to the friendship. She's the one who can sense when you're off before you even say it, who'll send a voice note that feels like a balm to your spirit, or share a song that perfectly captures your mood. She listens with her whole heart and makes people feel seen in a way that's rare and healing. Their shared interests only strengthen their bond. Both are drawn to the arts, to nature, and to all things that stir the soul. You'll often find them at a quiet beach, laying under the stars, discussing dreams and childhood memories. They might watch old movies together, listen to vinyl records, or create vision boards filled with poetry and future hopes. Their time together feels nourishing, not because they're doing anything flashy, but because they're simply being together in a way that feels safe and sacred. What makes this friendship truly special is how emotionally validating it is. In a world that often encourages people to toughen up or hide their feelings, Cancer and Pisces offer each other a space where softness is celebrated. Cancer finds it refreshing to be with someone who understands the depth of his emotions without needing an explanation, while Pisces feels grounded and safe in the stable, nurturing energy Cancer provides. They trust each other not just with secrets, but with their inner worlds, and that's no small thing. Of course, with all this emotional depth, there can be moments of tension. Both Cancer and Pisces are sensitive, and that sensitivity, while beautiful, can lead to hurt feelings if they're not careful. Cancer might take something to heart that wasn't meant to sting, and Pisces, overwhelmed by her own emotional tides, may retreat without warning. When this happens, it can feel like a crack in their normally seamless bond. Cancer might worry that he did something wrong, while Pisces might feel guilty for needing space. But the beauty of their friendship lies in their capacity for empathy and forgiveness. Neither of them is quick to anger, and both are quick to understand. It doesn't take long for them to find their way back to each other. A heartfelt message, a quiet walk, a sincere apology, these are all it takes to restore the peace. They know how to communicate in a way that honors their emotions while also recognizing the need for balance. Cancer learns to give Pisces the space she needs, while Pisces learns to reassure Cancer of her loyalty and love. Over time, these small acts of understanding become the foundation of a lifelong friendship. What's also worth noting is the strength of their friendship during difficult times. Whether it's a breakup, a job loss, or just a bad day, they are each other's emotional anchors. Cancer is steady, present, and nurturing. He'll cook a comforting meal or offer a shoulder to cry on. Pisces brings compassion, perspective, and a deep sense of spiritual support. She'll remind Cancer that emotions are temporary and that beauty still exists, even in pain. Together, they help each other move through life's challenges with grace and resilience. This friendship is also marked by growth. Cancer helps Pisces stay grounded, make decisions, and believe in her own worth. He gently nudges her to take care of herself and protect her energy. Pisces, in turn, helps Cancer dream bigger, embrace his creativity, and soften his protective shell. She encourages him to believe in magic, to explore the unknown, and to open his heart even wider. They are, quite literally, better together. In the end, the friendship between a Cancer man and a Pisces woman is not just comforting, it's transformative. It teaches them both about trust, emotional depth, and the power of gentle connection. It's the kind of friendship that doesn't fade with time but instead grows richer with each passing year. It may start with a shared moment or a mutual understanding, but it quickly becomes something much deeper, a soul-deep bond that endures through every season of life. In each other, they find not just a friend, but a kindred spirit, and that kind of connection is rare, precious, and profoundly beautiful. Business professional compatibility, creativity meets careful strategy. At first glance, Cancer and Pisces might not strike you as the archetypal power duo of the business world, but that would be a mistake. In truth, their collaborative potential is uniquely powerful, especially in spaces that require creativity, emotional intelligence, and a deep understanding of human nature. While neither is traditionally aggressive or hyper-competitive, their shared sensitivity, intuition, and ability to connect with people can make them an unstoppable force when their energies are properly channeled. Together, they form a team where imagination meets implementation, and heart aligns with hustle. The Cancer man brings structure, tenacity, and emotional investment to the professional space. He's a behind-the-scenes strategist who thrives when he's given the opportunity to nurture an idea from seed to bloom. His approach is careful, calculated, and deeply committed. He doesn't just want a project to succeed, he wants it to be meaningful and sustainable. He often becomes the glue of any professional endeavor, quietly making sure things stay on track while also tending to the well-being of everyone involved. Pisces, on the other hand, is the creative spark. She's visionary, inspired, and often bubbling with imaginative concepts that defy convention. While she may not always be concerned with logistics or deadlines, she brings to the table what no spreadsheet can: soul. Pisces has a finger on the pulse of trends, emotional resonance, and artistic flow. She's the one who can walk into a room and immediately sense what a brand or audience feels. In professional environments where innovation, empathy, and aesthetics are crucial, Pisces is a rare asset. When they come together in business, these strengths don't just complement each other, they elevate each other. Cancer takes Pisces' free-flowing visions and grounds them, transforming vague dreams into actionable plans. He knows how to map out a timeline, manage a budget, and establish the systems necessary for success. Pisces, in turn, opens Cancer up to creative possibilities he might never have considered. She challenges him to think outside the box, take risks, and believe in the magic of what if. Their collaboration can be especially successful in fields that involve storytelling, healing, or service. Whether they're co-authoring a novel, opening a wellness center, running a boutique design agency, or launching a socially conscious nonprofit, they're at their best when their work involves depth and purpose. People naturally respond to the authenticity this duo exudes. They're not in it for the ego or the profit alone. They want their work to matter, to connect, to heal, to inspire. One of the key assets in their professional relationship is mutual respect. Cancer appreciates Pisces' fluid, dreamy creativity and sees value in her abstract ideas, even if they're not immediately executable. He doesn't dismiss her as flaky or impractical. He knows that great innovation often starts in the realm of dreams. Pisces, in turn, deeply respects Cancer's reliability and dedication. She admires his ability to stay calm in crisis, organize chaos, and make things happen with quiet determination. This respect creates a foundation of trust that allows both partners to feel valued and understood. However, challenges can arise if their roles aren't clearly defined or if emotions cloud objectivity. Cancer can sometimes become overly protective of a project, reluctant to let go of control or resistant to new, untested ideas. He may worry about failure or the unknown, becoming risk-averse to the point of stalling momentum. Pisces, meanwhile, might struggle with consistency or follow-through. Her idealism can lead her to overpromise or get lost in concepts that lack structure. When stressed, she may also retreat emotionally, avoiding difficult conversations or decisions. For their partnership to thrive, communication is crucial. Cancer needs to learn when to loosen the reins and trust in Pisces' process, even if it feels unpredictable. He must recognize that not everything can be planned, and sometimes beauty is born from chaos. Pisces, meanwhile, needs to respect Cancer's need for clarity, planning, and accountability. She must commit to grounding her ideas in reality, even if that means revising them or letting some go. When both sides meet in the middle, magic happens. Another important element is emotional self-regulation. Both Cancer and Pisces are highly sensitive, and in a business setting, that can be both a blessing and a liability. Their empathy allows them to understand clients, customers, and colleagues on a deep level, but it can also lead to hurt feelings, burnout, or taking criticism too personally. To mitigate this, they should work to establish emotional boundaries and remember that not every conflict is personal. When they can separate business issues from emotional ones, they move as a united, resilient team. Leadership dynamics between them can also be fluid and effective. While Cancer often assumes the role of the manager or administrator, Pisces brings thought leadership and vision. If allowed to lead from their respective strengths, Cancer with structure, Pisces with inspiration, they can easily share power without ego. In fact, because neither is naturally domineering, their partnership tends to be egalitarian and respectful, with decisions made through collaboration rather than hierarchy. In terms of long-term business success, their biggest asset is their ability to adapt and evolve. Pisces brings fresh, ever-shifting ideas that keep the work dynamic and aligned with changing times. Cancer ensures those ideas have a strong foundation, systems, and support to grow sustainably. As the world shifts toward values like mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and ethical business practices, this duo is uniquely poised to lead with both heart and skill. Ultimately, the professional compatibility between a Cancer man and a Pisces woman lies in their ability to blend strategy with spirit. It's a partnership where left brain meets right brain, where feelings matter as much as facts, and where success is measured not just in numbers but in impact. Together, they're not just building a business, they're building something meaningful, soulful, and lasting. Whether they're creating art, helping others, or reimagining what work can look like, their combined energies can create ripples that go far beyond the boardroom. Final thoughts: a soul connection that lasts. Cancer man and Pisces woman are, in many ways, a dream couple. Their connection is deep, intuitive, emotional, and almost otherworldly. They speak the language of the heart fluently and share a vision of love that's pure, romantic, and nourishing. Of course, no relationship is without challenges. Emotions can run high, and both partners need to work on grounding, communication, and mutual understanding. But when they do, this is a pairing that can stand the test of time. Whether as lovers, friends, or creative partners, Cancer and Pisces have the potential to create a bond that feels like home, a place where they can be their true, sensitive, magical selves.